Now is the time to check in before checkout. Grace and peace, everybody. Welcome to Sabbath School Study Group. This is part number 2 of our 5-part series, Light from the Sanctuary. We are looking at the sanctuary because, as we saw in the previous study, it is God's office. It is where Jesus is working for us. And it's the Holy of Holies because the Most High dwells there. Now, this is the literal heavenly sanctuary. So that means there must be a literal heavenly work. That's what Christ is doing. And we have a prophecy that shows us when he went from the holy place and is still now in the most holy place, trying to finish up the work in us so he can go ahead and take us home to him. Before we look at that, we want to thank you for watching. We really do appreciate you. God is blessing. Our viewers are going up. God is answering our prayers, and you are doing the work of sharing the study. Please make sure you like the video. Please pass it on to someone else and visit us online at changeministry.org. We would love to come to your school, your church, wherever you are, to encourage the faithful to keep the faith. So to do that, just click the contact link there on the website, or even click the contact link below this video. I know we all go to the store at some point. It's interesting to see how the pendulum has swung when it comes to shopping. You know, back in the day, you basically grew your own stuff. Then we got stores. The storekeeper would go and get the items for you. But now we go all the way to the day of now where we've got self-checkout. And it's amazing that the pros and cons of that, of having self-checkout where we check ourselves out. Regardless of the situation, from back in the day when the storekeeper got your stuff for you to right now, you got 1,000 checkout things and you're beeping there all for yourself. Everybody's got to have their money before they get the checkout. In other words, you technically pay at checkout, but whatever you're paying with, you need that. You have to have that before checking out. Checking in is what God is asking us to do now, because soon and very soon, everyone is going to check out. The checkout being the second return of Jesus. But now is the time before he comes when we want to have our payment. We want to have our debt settled so that we can truly check out and keep checking on, keep living. In Daniel chapter 8, verse 13, this is where we see the prophecy of Jesus beginning this work in the most holy place that was prophesied, where it says, "Then I heard one saint speaking, and another saint said to that certain saint which spake, How long shall be the vision concerning the daily sacrifice and the transgression of desolation, to give both the sanctuary and the host to be trodden underfoot? And he said unto me, Unto 2,300 days, then shall the sanctuary be cleansed." This is that long time prophecy, the longest time prophecy, where we see when the sanctuary will be cleansed. We explained in the previous study how the sanctuary was cleansed back in ancient Israel on the Day of Atonement, when all the sins that the people had cast upon the lamb or the sacrifices were to be cleansed out. Right now, on a worldwide scale, those that have been put on the altar will be atoned for. But those that we hold on to, we will have to atone for. We know that it's God's desire that we would have this paid in full now, because in Revelation 14, it says, "And I saw another angel fly in the midst of heaven, having the everlasting gospel to preach unto them that dwell on the earth." Remember how I said this is the worldwide atonement, the worldwide opportunity for checking out, but we need to all check in. "To every nation and kindred and tongue and people, saying with a loud voice, Fear God, and give glory to him, for the hour of his judgment is come. And worship him that made heaven and earth and the sea and the fountains of waters, that made the heaven, the earth, and the sea, and the fountains of water." This is the first of the 3 angels. And the first angel is giving us the expression, not just of the judgment, but also the revelation, no pun intended, of when it is to begin. It's at the proclamation of this angel's message, the judgment begins. That's why Daniel 8:14 is such a big deal. It marks the beginning of the judgment, the final phase of God's judgment. Everybody has been under judgment of God from the very beginning in the Garden of Eden. That's why Adam and Eve had a consequence, or they received sentence for the choices that they have made. But it is the consummation or the end of that judgment that we are living in. We're in that Day of Atonement, the original actual Day of Atonement, which is right now. What they did in the model back in Leviticus 16 and Exodus 28, it's literally going on now with Jesus as our high priest and we as Israel. We have an opportunity now to recognize I can get all of my debts paid before I get to the checkout. So when I get there, or when I stand before the great and most high God, I just have to turn over a check. And the check is signed by Christ, and it has my credit, my name on it, and it's to our Heavenly Father. It's God's economy of atonement. Just in case we don't think it's the real deal right now, Revelation 22 says, He saith unto me, seal not the sayings of the prophecy of this book, for the time is at hand. He that is unjust, let him be unjust still. And he that is filthy, let him be filthy still. And he that is righteous, let him be righteous still. And he that is holy, let him be holy still. Verse 12 now, and behold, I come quickly, and my reward is with me to give every man according as his work shall be. You notice how it says righteous still, holy still. It's speaking in the tense of this is an existent condition. It is not something that is going to kick in when he comes. That's why he says, when I come, I already have my reward with me. I'm not coming to do any work. I'm here to reward the work that has been done. And the blessing of being a believer and the blessing of the first angel's message is that we can have a present salvation. Our redemption will physically be accomplished when Christ comes. But spiritually, our redemption is now. To be holy is now. To be just is now, because Christ is offering it now. God's judgment is going on now. So anything that you could possibly think of that you are supposed to be, and the character and the kind of mind and the kind of heart, that time to have that is now. And that's why the time to ask for it, to pray for it, even to receive it in faith is why now is the time.